Did you know that Catherine Tate might be returning to Doctor Who?
As Donna Nobel?
Yeah!
How? She left. She forgot who the Doctor was.
Well, I don't know.
Go on, explain yourself, Harold.
From Plymouth Live, that's the article Tim gave me. Former Doctor Who actress Cathrin Tate could be about to join David Tennant in the TARDIS once more, according to a quote-unquote BBC source. I think it's Hines. According to the same BBC source that predicted Tennant's return, Catherine Tate wouldn't be playing Donna, and instead would be portraying a completely different character.
Okay.
So basically, they're going to do what they did with Billie Piper in the 50th, but with Catherine Tate, this rumour says. I believe David Tennant and Catherine Tate returning. I don't believe them returning as the 14th Doctor and a completely different character. Yeah. I believe them returning as the 10th Doctor with Donna.
I think the 60th anniversary, 10th Doctor-led episode with
Donna.
With Donna as a companion.
Yeah.
Where they meet possibly the 11th Doctor, the 12th Doctor, the 13th Doctor.
And the 14th Doctor at the end.
Possibly, yeah. And some past versions as well, if possible.
Yeah. And that's what I think. And also, I was having this conversation with a friend. What would you think if they were to use de-aging technology for David Tennant and Catherine Tate?
I'm all for it. If it's good.
Yeah.
But it's BBC TV money, so I would rather they just didn't try.
Although, I'd make the argument that, in the last 10 or so years...
They haven't aged
They've aged pretty well.
Yeah.
It wouldn't take that much. It wouldn't be that intensive.
No.
Yeah. It wouldn't be replacing Mark Hamill's whole face.
Yeah.
Making them look like they did...
Shaving David Tennant up, put a bit of moisturiser on him.
Yeah, making him look like he did in 2009.
Yeah, there's a difference between de-aging and just de-blemishing. Maybe taking out a few signs of wear and tear here
like
and there.
A more advanced Snapchat filter.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like you could do that and that wouldn't be a problem. But to actually de-age, I feel like, what's the point?
Yeah.
People are happy with just seeing David.
Yeah, that is true. People aren't going to complain if David Tennant's in the suit as a Doctor, and if they get his hair right.
Yes, I feel that's the selling point of that. Their hair's got to be right.
Yeah, they'll have to spike up, do the gel right.
Yeah. What do you think of that? The idea of the 60th possibly just being another 10th Doctor story.
I mean, considering it's also Russell's return, I think it'd be a very cool, almost kind of meta changing of hands from old Russell to new Russell.
Yeah.
And it could be a fun way to contrast how times have changed, how Russell has changed, how he's evolved. And it'd be kind of a cool thing of being like, this is what you kind of thought you were getting, but actually you're getting this.
Yeah.
And it could be really fun and subversive with that as well.
Also the fact that we know Russell has already wrote the 60th. We already know he's wrote the 60th and he's wrote some episodes of Series 14. But they wrote the 60th first, is my understanding.
Although the thing
is finished, which makes me think that he didn't have to familiarise himself with new characters. He didn't have to familiarise himself with a new Doctor and introduce a new Doctor. He's just gone and wrote a brand new 10th Doctor episode.
Although that makes me then think back to when Stephen Moffat had to write the 50th, and he had to write multiple drafts depending on who he could or couldn't have in it.
Yeah.
And surely, if Russell's already written the 60th, does that mean, from the get-go, he already had certain actors saying yes? Or is it going to be all new actors and characters? I'm very doubtful of that.
Yeah.
But if he was able to just write the whole 60th without having to worry about who contractually he could get on board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, because originally Stephen wrote an episode that was David, Matt, Chris.
Yeah.
And then David, Matt, John, and also just a Clara episode. Because even Matt Smith at one point wasn't contracted to be in it.
At one point it was just Clara.
Just Jenna was the only person. So I feel like Russell. I saw an interview with Stephen Moffat where he said getting David Tennant to return was easy.
Yeah.
Because he's a fanboy and he knows him. So he basically invited him round to his house and didn't let him leave till he said yeah. I feel like the relationship between Russell and David is closer than David and Stephen.
Yeah.
So I feel like if he said yes to Moffat, he's gonna say yes to Russell.
Not to mention he's doing Big Finish as we speak.
Yeah, there is 10th Doctor stuff coming out. I don't think there's anything this month.
Yeah.
When does Out of Time 3 with Colin Baker come out? That's soonish.
Soonish, yeah.
So I think, he's...
And not to mention there's also that video game thing with Jodie and also the 10th Doctor that happened. David Tennant's still very, very involved with Doctor Who.
Yeah, so I wouldn't particularly... I don't think there's any... I know it's a running joke on the show that we say David Tennant will return, because he obviously will.
Yeah.
But I feel like he
will.
And I think you said you think this is the last time?
I feel like this will be the last time David will return.
Why is that?
Well, if we take the aging out... Well, aging was the main thing, that this is the last time I feel like he could do it, and people wouldn't kind of raise an eyebrow and be like, he can't play the Doctor.
Yeah.
I feel like people would accept him.
Yeah.
Of course, if the aging is a thing, then that's another whole factor. I think the other reason is that I think doing more than 2 anniversary specials... I mean, I know Troughton came back 3 times, didn't he?
He did. The 3
Doctors, the 5 Doctors, and the 2 Doctors.
Yeah.
And I feel like David would kind of have a respect for the brand and be like, I can't become the face of the show. The face of the show has to be...
By the time he came back the 3rd time, he still didn't look that different.
No, if he dyed his hair, then you wouldn't have questioned it. No. But I feel like for David, I think he has also, as much as he has a love for the show, he has a respect for the show, which is why he left when he did. Like, he said that if he hadn't left with Russell, he could have stayed forever. And he knew that was bad for the show. And I think David understands that the best thing for the show isn't for him to constantly be returning and to him to constantly become the face of the show. The face of the show has to be the next generation, has to be the next Doctor, the 14th Doctor. And David wouldn't want to overstep his line. And that's another reason why I don't think David is the 14th Doctor.
Nah, I feel like even he... I like to say we was even he, but even Russell wouldn't do that.
No.
There's no point in it. No. I don't want it. I haven't seen anybody online. A couple of comments have said, I'd love that. But I feel like they just want to see the 10th Doctor again.
Yeah.
They don't understand what they mean when they say the 14th Doctor. It would be a different performance, so you might as well get somebody else.
I work with a lot of people who grew up watching Doctor Who, aka actors, my age, and they all grew up with David Tennant. And every time any of us has a conversation about the David Tennant returning rumours, everyone is like, I do not want that.
Yeah.
No one wants... I don't know a single person who wants to see David Tennant return. And I've spoken to a lot of people...
As a different incarnation.
Yeah, exactly. No one wants to see David Tennant be the 14th Doctor.
We're doing The Force Awakens, and here's Mark Hamill as a whole new character.
Mark Hamill as Rey.